All right. Welcome to the first ever NR2k3 Paint Scheme Contest live stream. I'm James Hodge, your humble contest host and NR 2003's resident Honda guy. Thanks for joining us as we take a look at the entries in this inaugural Paint Scheme Contest and reveal the top three finalists. We're going to start with the runners up. While we did receive some great entries, unfortunately, they can't all be finalists. We'll go over those paint schemes and give a little bit of feedback from our judges. As described in the contest Reddit post, we're going with sort of an American Idol style format here, where the judges narrow down the field of entries to provide the public with the top three finalists. At the conclusion of this stream, the poll will go live on Reddit, and you'll have your chance to vote for the winner. At the conclusion of voting, we'll name our winner. That winning designer will have their choice from a selection of really cool merch items, such as a t shirt, coffee mug, poster, just to name a few, that will have their render of their winning entry emblazoned on it. If they're interested, we could even hold a quick interview on another live stream just like this to reveal the winner and discuss their entry. All right, let's get into it. I'll start off with being really transparent about how these decisions were made. Um, we had four judges consisting of some established members of the NR 2003 community, and they were presented with the renders you're about to see of the 8 submitted entries. They were given a scorecard and instructed to give the designs a score of 1 to 10 in 4 separate categories. Those categories are as follows: creativity, so basically kind of speaks for itself. How creative is the entry? Did they go above and beyond and really think outside the box? Technical proficiency, basically, you know, we know what they were trying to pull off and how well did they do it. Brand usage, we've got Coca-Cola as our brand. Were those brand assets used properly? Using proper colors, not stretching out the logo, using the correct logos, things like that, um, and actually making it look like a Coca-Cola car. And that kind of also tails into realism. Does it look like it could actually be a Coca-Cola car that's on the track? Um, so these are all just four things that our judges needed to keep in mind as they went through the entries. So let's get into it. Here are our runners up. They're in no particular order. I think I just ordered these based on when they were submitted. I have omitted, let's see, or I am going to include their names with these ones. If I didn't get a first name, I just went with a Reddit username. If I got both, I just went with the Reddit username, just in case some people didn't want to put out their identity. And if I just got a first name or first and last name, I went with that. So let's get into these runners up. First up, we have Consistent Cat 391. We've got a nice monochromatic color scheme going on here on this Camaro. Again, very clean. The only things we were looking at that could have been a little improved were the number. It could just be a little bit more emphasized. It sort of does blend in to the paint scheme. But otherwise, this is a, a contender for the top 3 spots. It just missed it by, I think, really just a few points. So Consistent Cat should be very proud of this one. Moving on to DAT Designs with the number 25 Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Camaro. Again, another clean one. Can't really say anything negative about the execution. It was just a real basic, in a good way, design. And another one that I think was very close there to being a finalist. I do like how the numbers really pop out. You got those yellow numbers, almost like a Hendrix style. Um, so really can't say too much about this one other than good job. Moving on to Rodney Sullins. This one was a tough one to leave off the finalists. It was very close. I really like the use of the brand assets with the ice, kind of contrasting with the red. So a very nice number 1 Coca-Cola Camaro from Rodney Sullins here. We've got the 25 Camaro from Ken Squires. The Camaro is very popular. Um, and really like to see that Ken was able to give us an entry. I know he stepped away from painting for a while, so it was great to see an entry from him. Really good use of the brand. You know, we've got the red and the black. That's what you like to see for a Coke car. And now we've got Sellers Gaming. Kind of a cool retro look. Got the old school New Coke logo. Real simple design, which I think Coke would probably use something like this. I think they would go real bold and big logo. You know, everybody knows Coke, so you don't have to go too crazy with the design. And it is a simple design, but I always like to see stuff like these right here on the back, being able to see that line up. Not everybody gets that right, and I know that can take some work. So good job there. All right, we are moving on to our finalists. Now, I have omitted the designers' names from these just to ensure that judging is based solely on the merits of the paint scheme and to avoid any sort of popularity contest or anything like that. I'll also refrain from sharing our judges' feedback. Just don't want to skew anyone's decision on the voting. So here we go. And again, this is in no particular order. This is just the order in which they were submitted. So don't look into that too much. I will say that if there is any sort of tie, say if there's entry 2 and 3 are tied at the end of voting, the tiebreaker will be the judges' points. So whichever one of those two got higher points, we will go ahead and give that one the winning spot. I think that's fair. All right, moving on. Finalists. We've got the number 2 challenger. Take a good look at these guys. I'll leave these up for just a few seconds here while we take a look. And again, renders of these will be available on the Reddit post. You'll be able to take a look at them. All right, next up, number 7, Diet Coke Camry. And our third and final finalist, the number 1, Orange Vanilla Coca-Cola Camaro. All right, so those are our finalists for the very first NR2k3 Paint Scheme Contest. Keep an eye on the NR2k3 subreddit for the voting post, which should go live here shortly. I'm going to whip up a few additional renders so you can all get a really good look at all 3 cars in order to make your voting decisions. I'm going to get a few more views and so you can see all of them from all angles. Once the voting period is ended, which should run for 7 days, we'll be back here to reveal the winner. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel to be sure you receive notifications about that and any future NR 2003 content. I also plan to post some NASCAR 21 Ignition content as I've already pre-ordered the game and look forward to providing some of my observations when it's released. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your week and happy painting.